Hello, class. I wanted to do a kind of weekly update after our first week and talk about how things went. First, I want to say thank you to everybody for being very well behaved. I did not have the voice or the health to really deal with a lot of problems, and thankfully there was none. You guys were awesome. Um, and honestly, I was amazed how well it all went for the very first attempt at this program. Um, I know a lot of people are asking about playing from home, and I'm going to be pretty okay with that. I'll send out some instructions about it, probably in the email with this. My main issue will be trying to keep it so that people that maybe don't get a lot of time to play at home won't feel left out by maybe a few people that do get to play a lot of video games at home. So I'm going to try and make it so there's certain hours the server's available and that it works best for everybody and not just a select few. Um, the one problem I think I saw this week is that when we look at where everybody's settled, um, unfortunately, a lot of people, I don't know if they just start on this island or they didn't look at the map, but they all started settling on this little island where me and Kristen set up our little houses, thinking we'd be out of the way, like not bothering anybody. This little island has no food on it. Like I looked through all the different types of plants. There's no food here. You have to either catch sea life, or go to the other areas to find plants to start farming. Also, it's going to become very crowded very quickly. So I'm going to try and encourage everybody that's on this island, it's about 6 people, um, to instead move up to the big island. There's a big island right here. There's a few people that have started over here, but this entire section is completely wide open, beautiful land, perfect for farming, perfect for starting your city, and it will still be very close to everybody else um, for trading and other stuff and making roads. So I would definitely encourage everybody that kind of got started over here, excuse me, um, to try and pack up what you can and just hoof it across the water over here, and then kind of head up into this area. That's definitely a much better area to start than this island that has no plants at all. It's pretty crazy. Um, so that's the one thing I would mention about that starting area. Otherwise, we have quite a few good little areas shaping up. We got this little coastline starting here. We got a group in the desert, looking good. One person in the jungle, and then up here we've got a whole another group looking like they're already getting their buildings going. So definitely going to be a very interesting group and an area on this planet that it generated. So looking forward to it. I think this second week, we're all going to be trying to focus on getting our skills, getting our house built, building the extra tables. So let's take a look at some of the extra tables. So I built 2 of the basic workbenches, and then the workbench can produce a repair table. Simple enough, fixes your tools. A fishing hut or a fishery. This is good for creating the food you need to then cook later from all the seafood that you can collect. And fish traps are very good early on if you can make some to get a steady supply of fish. You have the carpentry table to help build kind of the second level of wood objects and build some tables, build some chairs. Um, you really want to start decorating your house. I haven't started it yet for mine, but decorating makes your house more valuable for when leveling up. So the better your house looks, the more stuff it has inside of it, the more valuable it is, and that gets multiplied by your food for how much XP you get and how quickly you'll get new skills. You'll see on the carpentry table, though, that I can't actually use everything. Some of these things actually require a hewing skill of a certain level. So be aware that your skills kind of determine how much you can use some of these tables. But it's not bad to have one even if you aren't going to go into hewing. Just a second table for hewing logs, building doors, and some other stuff that you might need. Signs are very useful for helping you guys organize where things should be, what things should be in. So there's that. We have a masonry table, and this is where you're going to start helping to build like mortar granite and build up stone, pulp. Stone is kind of the next tier of building material. So you want to build buildings out of that to make it worth, again, more XP, get your skills faster. Um, and basically just you're going to need a lot of stone for roads and all sorts of other material. And so you'll notice you have to grind sand, and then sand gets made into mortar, and then mortar with stone becomes mortared stone. And that's kind of the main thing you're going to be making is mortared stone. You can also make the ovens here, the kilns, and the bakeries for the chefs. I have the research table, which I touched on in another video about making the skill books to unlock some of the question mark skills. And then lastly, you also can make a store, which again, another video, but will help you guys do some initial trading, buying, figuring out, the guy who wants to be the carpenter needs to be buying logs from people that want to go cut them down, and maybe selling some too, but mostly you want to be buying and then selling the hewn logs in return. Okay. So that's kind of what I see for the second week. Is mostly people just doing that and kind of getting their initial areas started. But for the most part, it looks like everybody's starting on houses. Um, Again, I would say be aware. You want to kind of spread out a little bit more. This is gonna be tough when they start claiming land and running into each other. You don't have to claim land right next to other claimed land. You can just totally go off and make a second little house in the jungle, or make your own little forestry area where you're gonna cut down trees. Oh, that's a weird graphical glitch. All right. And then the last thing I want to talk about is remember, this is an ecological simulation. So when you guys cut down trees, how many of you replanted any? I don't think many people did. And in fact, I actually looked at the graphs for how many people were planting stuff. Oh, I don't want that right now. And a lot of people were chopping. Not many people planted a new tree in place of it. And so you're gonna want to be aware that you have to plant the trees, you have to replant the shrubs, you have to replant a lot of stuff if you don't want your area to kind of just start withering away and dying. Um, you're gonna start seeing all this debris is actually bad for the environment. You should actually use your axe and pick up all this debris. It actually turns into wood pulp, which you need for the mortar anyway. So it's useful to pick up. But if you leave it cluttered around, the animals don't like it, and the ground starts changing from the healthy, lush grass just to kind of barren dirt. And it will start encroaching onto the forest and start killing the forest. Excuse me. Still have that cold from last week. So just keep in mind, every resource that you take, you have to make good use of it. Don't waste it on things you don't need. And that's all I'm going to say for this week. I really want to see how things go next week when we're back in session. And I look forward to playing some more Ego with you all. All right. Bye.